Welcome back, everybody, to another episode of Project Ozone 3 in Kappa mode. So, guys, today, what I would like to start working on is getting some applied energistics automation going. Not just using applied energistics for automation, but we're using applied energistics to automate itself. We want to get like processors automated, silicon, the engineering processors, those kinds of things. And in order to do that, so like, for instance, if we look at the inscriber, we only have one. If we look at this requires us to have heavy tungsten plates, right? So that means that we're going to have to automate the hydraulic press to turn 4 tungsten into the heavy tungsten plate. So we already have that machine set up over here, and we've only used it, I think, the one time to make our first inscriber. But I was kind of looking at this, so if we want to do that, we're going to need to get ourselves an interface. So let me go ahead and bookmark this. So we're going to need an interface in order to automate the recipe going into this machine. So the interface does require us to have these basic control circuits, which require transistors, and the transistors do require black plastic. So the plastic, as we've seen before, comes from LPG, which we have 67 buckets of, and that is put into the thermopneumatic processing plant to be converted into liquid plastic, which then goes over into our plastic mixer that we can make our black plastic out of. Now, the thing is, we only have so much LPG to make plastic, and we're going to be needing loads and loads and loads of these transistors to turn into the basic control circuits, to turn into interfaces for all these things that we're gonna do. And our supply of LPG is not unlimited. Yeah. So the way we got this LPG originally is I went to the Twilight Forest with like, what was it? A bucket or whatever, to, I think it was a reservoir, to collect a whole bunch of oil. And I brought that back and I put it into this demonically gargantuan drum. And since then, we are now out of oil. So yeah, we have no way to restock this unless I go and manually go and collect some more oil from the Twilight. Well, that's not necessarily true. We do have this Armadron tablet, which, you know what? Thinking about this, we never did hook up our charging station, huh? This is 5 PSI. Does this go to 5 or does this go to 20? This goes all the way to 20. Let's go put this on the high end of our pressure, which I don't think we have available up here. Yeah, we need to get this thing pressurized so we can get 20 PSI, or I guess 20 bar. Can we place it right here? Does that charge it? Looks like we're up to 10. So if I put this here, does this charge up? It looks like things are working correctly. Okay, yeah. This might not be the permanent spot for it, but for right now, just to get us going, I think that'll be just fine. So anyway, with our Armadron tablet, we can request oil. Well, we can sell it for an emerald, but I'm pretty sure we can buy it too. Yeah, so for 1 emerald, we can buy oil, or we can sell 5 buckets of oil for an emerald. Doesn't seem like a very fair trade on that one. So yeah, this is something that I'm interested in. So I think what we want to do is shift right click on this. So this is now our fluid providing location. Maybe that's also the fluid receiving location as well. Okay, so that should be where fluid goes. And then we're going to need emeralds if we're going to buy some, which I kind of want to. And we got a bunch of emeralds in here. So that's 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 stacks. Yeah, so let's request a whole boatload of oil. Do I have to right click for every one? Is there a way to do, shift right click? Out of items to sell. Okay, so that's the maximum I can do is 320. I guess that's how many emeralds we have. Place order. Okay, so that should get us a whole bunch of oil coming in. We got our little Armadron drone coming to take my emeralds away. All right, so we have no more emeralds in there. And then, is it just one drone that's going to send back 320 buckets of oil? I'm not sure. Looks like we just got one drone coming in. All right. And boom. All right, very good. So 320 buckets of oil. So that filled back up our refinery, which needs power in order to operate. So we have to turn this thing back on, which should turn on our vortex tube and allow this to be processed. So now we're getting some more LPG, or at least we should be. Yeah, we're not getting it very fast, so we definitely want this stuff being processed a lot. So I think what I'm going to do, I'm going to try and request a little bit more oil here. Emerald. We have loads and loads and loads and loads and loads of oil. All right, I'm sorry, emeralds to turn into oil. We don't really have that much oil, 300 buckets. So I'll put this into here, and then we will do the same thing again. Unless the price has gone up. Okay. There we go. So 1,344, place that order. And then, yeah, everything should be really good. So at this rate, we should have plenty of LPG to make all of our black plastic, or I guess any color plastic, really, to make all of our plastic needs in the future. But yeah, getting this LPG stocked up, especially since it doesn't like refill super fast, we want this going and having a large stock of this all the time for sure. Well, that amount of oil should last us for quite some time. That's what, 3,350 buckets or so, something around there. Yeah, I think we should be good on the oil situation, which is turning into LPG. So off camera, I did make a interface terminal here. We talked about this before and we never made this. And then I moved my pattern terminal from over here to over here. I was going to kind of spread them out on these different walls, but it looked a little weird. So we're just going to kind of combine them together on this one wall. So yeah, the interface terminal will show you the different interfaces if you haven't seen this before. So if we make a pattern and we want to put that in our enhanced alloy smelter, we can just drop a pattern right there. Yep, we don't have to go over to the machine anymore. Super good. Our molecular assemblers downstairs, this shows us all those crafting, so we don't have to go down there for those. Our pulverizer, our furnace recipes. Yeah, all super good stuff. So, I want to make myself interface. So interface next, and it says that we are missing redstone alloy ingot. Okay, so let's make a recipe for, why can I not? That's so weird. Like I'm pointing at this thing and it is not highlighting until I point like way down here. What the heck? Oh, I guess if you point at the terminals, it doesn't highlight the entire block. Oh, okay. Yep, that was confusing me for a second. I was like, what is going on? Well, anyway, so in the pattern terminal, we want to make a recipe for redstone alloy ingots. So we need to switch this over to processing pattern, do this, click the button, set the pattern, and then in our interface terminal, we can put that into our enhanced alloy smelter, and now we can make redstone alloy ingots whenever we want to. So if I say make an interface, do it. Now it's saying that we're missing graphite ingots and silicon. So we either need to resolve this issue or tell it to use the correct one. So graphite, yeah, we don't have any graphite. Silicon, we don't have any silicon. So it is absolutely not wrong that we are missing those items. Now it is saying that we're using nuclear craft silicon. I don't remember which kind of silicon that we've been using. Was it this? So we can smelt quartz, or yeah, this is probably the stuff that we want to use. And that turns into regular silicon. What's the other ones? Sometimes these are easier or better to use. This one, this is probably the one that we're going to want to use eventually, the nuclear craft one. But we need to make the seeds for that. Oh, actually, Metal Stonework Factory can just pump those out all day long. Is this hard to make? Pink slime. Did we ever make pink slime? We have not made pink slime yet. So that might be the way that we do it in the future. For now, I think we're just going to go ahead and use the other silicon type. So if we do quartz, and I'll just make like 4 stacks. Oh, that's the wrong quartz. 4 stacks of crushed quartz into silicon, and we'll switch that recipe to use this kind of silicon. Yeah, I think that'll be just fine for now. And then in the future, we'll either make that stonework factory or we will do the seeds. We'll probably have to make the seeds either way, but anyway. So let's get back to here. This needs to be changed. So let's grab this recipe one more time. Put this here. Silicon, we want this type. Okay, so now that's fixed. But graphite ingot is another thing that we are going to have to resolve. So graphite ingot. There are two different types. This is the one that we want. And that one is made, well, I guess mystical agriculture. That's a tier 3. That would be easy enough to make. Otherwise, if we want to do that, we have to smelt coal into graphite. And again, that should be pretty easy, especially since we have pretty much unlimited coal. We're getting this from all the wither skeletons that we're killing in our mob farm. All right, so let's just do this recipe. So we'll do another processing pattern. Okay, and then we'll put that into the furnace. So now we should be able to make everything. So if we want to make the redstone alloy, yeah, it looks like it can do that. So we are trying to make the interface, and it should be able to craft all these things to make it. So things are happening, and there we go. Awesome. So now we can make ourselves our interface. Very good. So this guy is going to be put over here at our hydraulic press. Now, I assume this is the input. Blue is generally input, and then this over here is just like, I guess that's where it spits out the items. I don't remember how this all works. I don't know if you put a chest here or whatever. We're going to try that. And then we'll have a chest there so it like captures the items. And then we can use like some kind of item conduit to extract out of the chest and put back into the interface to complete the recipe. So let's try this. I'm going to break that out so we have access to the bottom of the chest. Like so. I assume it puts it in here. I'm not entirely sure. We'll find out here in a moment. And then I guess I need to break out underneath this so we can pipe back into it. I know where it's going. All right. So we want to extract, always active, and then bring that all the way over back into this interface. Yeah, that'll be just fine. This will be insert. Okay, and now we need to get applied energistics over here. So I need to run our P2P cable, put a P2P here, and get that all connected up. I'll be right back. All right, very simple. We just ran our cable over here, put a P2P at the end of it. I just put the frequency onto our tunnel with a dense cable so we can see how many channels, and we have access to all 32 channels if we need that many over here. And then we're just running our normal cable up to the interface. Yep, pretty simple. Okay, so everything should be good here. Now, if everything works, we should be able to make a pattern to make those heavy tungsten plates. Yeah, we should be able to make this pattern like so. And then if everything works, we should be able to get this item back. So we want to make a new pattern specifically for this item. And we don't do that. Yeah, so we want these 4 turning into that one. And then into here, do we see that? Tile, Magnacraft, Hydraulic Pre. Yeah, that seems like the thing that we want to do. So heavy tungsten plate, does this work? It says that we are missing tungsten ingots. I guess we need to tell it the other type of tungsten. So that's easy enough to do. Let's grab this thing back. Again, you can set, well, I guess you can't do it with this one. If you're doing a normal pattern, you can set this to or dictionary substitutions, and then it should resolve by itself. But I find that if you do that and you have multiple types of ingots, like it causes problems. So I generally leave that off unless there is no other option available. But anyway, so 4 of that tungsten should equal this, should equal that. We'll re-encode that pattern. And then we will put this back into our hydraulic underscore pre. So if I want to do the tungsten, this, start, is it going to work is the question. Are things happening over here? It looks like something's happening. But does it get output into this chest is the actual question. Wow, that thing is slow. Oh yeah, I went into the chest and that got extracted. So it looks like that worked. We'll just make sure over here that the crafting has completed. It did not, but we have the item here. So that is most likely an NBT data issue. Yeah, that says 250.0 ticks at the top, and this one does not, yet they are the same item. So the way we fix that, we grab the item that actually comes out, we grab the pattern that we put in there, and then we're gonna have to re-encode it. So the pattern goes back here, we get rid of this one that says 250.0 ticks, and then we click this one in its place. Re-encode it, so the pattern no longer says that anymore, and then we can place that back here. So if we place this in the system, that now stacks and overwrites where it says craft. So we can middle click this, craft another one. No crafting CPU. Oh, we need to cancel this because this is never going to finish. We just fixed that recipe. So we'll cancel that. We'll do this again next. And hopefully it should resolve this time. It seemed like it takes a little bit of time for that to process. Does it have a progress bar inside if we right click on this? I don't remember. Oh yeah, it does. I don't know if there's a way to speed this machine up other than tick accelerating. It'd be nice if we could speed that up, like give it some kind of a speed upgrade or something. How are we doing over here now? Ah, perfect. Okay, so they stack, it completed the auto craft, everything is happy. So if we wanted to make one of these, we do have to do 2 more of those. I'll queue those up. That's just gonna take about 3 years to finish, which is fine. And then we have to do another inscriber. So steel plates, sticky pistons. Steel plates is probably another thing that we should automate. Well, not just steel plates, but automating the metal press over here. Now we only have one metal press, metal compactor. Yeah, compactor. We only have one compactor over here, and that is set up specifically for gears. So we should make a second compactor specifically for plates, and we'll have one specifically for gears, and then we won't have to worry about coming over here and taking this thing out anymore, and we can automate both. So our next thing that we're gonna do is we're gonna make ourselves a compactor. All right, so we got ourselves a second compactor now, and I went ahead and I fully augmented it with the processing speed. I'm not sure if we have the power to support that, but we can hold up to 600,000 RF in that one and 480,000 this one because a gear working die is taking up the other augment slot. So now that we have that, our interface terminal over here is going to say that they are just compactors. So if we look at the interface terminal, yeah, so we just see compactor 2. Is this the one that has the plates, or is this the one that has the plates? Is that the gear one? I honestly don't know. And we won't know that until we put a gear in there or a plate in there. But what I like doing is to differentiate these. So what you can do is grab an interface, and you can rename it on Anvil with the name that you want it to have. And then when you look at your interface terminal, it'll say that name. So Anvil, there is a way in Applied Energistics that you can do this without using an Anvil. You can use Applied Energistics methods to rename, but this is simple enough. Dude, I have 122 levels on me. Do I really want to use 1 level at that price? Probably not. Let's go drop some levels into this. How many levels do we even have? 904. Wow. All right. Let's just grab like 10 levels. All right. That way we're not wasting like huge amounts of XP for renaming an item. All right. So back to here, this. So get rid of that. I'm going to paste this one in. This one says gear on it, so we know for sure that that's the gear one. I could rename the other one so it says plate, but I mean, if the one that's named gear is gear, there really is no other reason to rename the other one unless you just want to rename it, I suppose. So now if we come in here, we can see compactor and then compactor resonant gear. Well, I guess maybe if I got rid of that resonant thing, it would look better. Whatever, it's fine. We now know this is the gear one and this is the plate one. All right, so now that we have that known, we can make ourselves a recipe for steel plates. I need to click on the right one. And then this is going to be a processing pattern. So come in here, there, this, and everything should be fine with that. And then we want to put the plate into the plate one. Awesome. So we have that done. Back to here, I think maybe making patterns for like pistons and sticky pistons are a thing that we should do. So let's do piston. Ooh, I think we'll do this one. We got a lot of redstone. And then if we want to do the sticky piston, then we can do some type of flavor of slime. Which one do we have the most of? We have, you know, purple slime. We have purple slime saplings we can grow more of. We have a bunch of the orange slime that's in block form. I don't know. I guess we'll do the orange one. We have a lot more of the orange. We'll do that. Okay, so now that we have both of those set up, we can put those into here. Cool. So we needed, what, 2 sticky pistons for an inscriber, and we want to make a bunch of inscribers. I'm trying to remember how much it is. It's like 1 for each of the different types of processors plus a silicon, so that is 4. And then you want probably 1 inscriber to put each type of processor together, so that's a total of 7. And then you probably want a silicon for each of the different types of processors as well, so it's like a total of 9, I think. I could be wrong. I think 9 is what I normally go with. So we have like a silicon and the new type of processor and 1 to put the processor together. Yeah, I think that's gonna be 9. So we're gonna want 8 more of these. So we want 16 sticky pistons. I think that's what we want to do. So we have 2, so let's make 14 more. And it looks like it can craft everything, which is good. I made a recipe to make the red alloy, obviously. This is going really slow. We'll be able to speed this up in the future. Absolutely. All right, so there's our 16 sticky pistons. And then if we wanted to do the steel plates to go along with that, we're going to need 40 steel plates. We only got 2 steel ingots. That's not going to work, is it? What's the recipe for steel? How have we been making that? Well, we can do it through steel essence. That's a tier 4. It might be worth us making steel seeds, but that means we need iron seeds, coal seeds, and then the tier 4 one. That might be something to work on. So we're making the iron seeds right now, and those do require you to have a 10-10-10 ferrium seed, which we made a while ago. Yep, so we are pretty much good to go on this thing, so I can just right-click that on there, right-click this, and there is our iron seed. Awesome. So I made the coal seed and the iron seed, and both of those are required for us to make the steel seed. So we have both of those requirements now. We do need 2 blocks of steel, so I will have to make some, and then the tier 4 crafting seed. While I was making these seeds, I took the time to make some patterns for the agricraft crafting stuff. So if we come in here, yeah, I made patterns so we can make the prudentium, intermedium, superium, and superium, and supremium. And then all the different tier crafting seeds. We don't have the tier 6 one because that's rarely used, and we'll worry about that later when we get to that point even. So now that we have these, I probably want to 10-10-10 these just so we have them available. I'm not sure how important it is for us to do that, but I'm probably going to go ahead and do that anyway. So we can get rid of this, turn my magnet back on, and put the burning spores back in here. Yeah, I'm just going to take some time. I'm going to 10-10-10 these, and I'm pretty sure you can just plant these normally on dirt to like wipe off the 10-10-10 in case that messes with this recipe. I don't know. We'll try with those, and if not, then we'll make either new ones or try and get rid of the agricraft stats on them. But either way, I'm going to go ahead and level them up. Oh yeah, steel for days. We are doing real good now. Don't think we're going to need this much of it. But yeah, we got steel done. I made coal, I made iron, and you can just right click these onto tilled soil to remove the agricraft stats. So I was able to make the steel seeds no problem. But now I got like an inventory full of the steel essence. We need to fix that real quick and turn it into usable steel. Like that, and then 8 of those turn into 3 steel ingots, much better. And then since we don't really have anything to do with the steel essence itself, I'm just going to toss the extra. Cool. So we have plenty of steel. We were trying to request, what was it, 40 steel plates. So if I do that, and one of those, and one of these, we are now making steel plates quite quickly thanks to the speed upgrades into our the compactor over there. Yeah, that's going, I mean, it could be faster. We could tick accelerated, but it's going pretty fast. I mean, fast enough. I'm not complaining. All right, so now that we have those, we should be able to do this and make 8 more inscribers. Awesome. So now that we have that, we want to further upgrade them. So that's going to require the engineering processors and these heavy tungsten plates. Now the heavy tungsten, we made only enough for 1 of these. Yeah, so that means we need to make, what, 28 more of those? That is a lot. 28. I think that's right. If not, well, we're going to have extras, but I think that should be about right. So yeah, the tungsten ingots are going to go in here, and then that takes forever. This is probably a thing that I'm going to want to tick accelerate. So let me see if we can do that real quick. I'm going to grab this and move that over to this guy, boop it a little bit, and let's see if we can get this to go ever so slightly faster. Oh, that's much better. But our power is going down quite quickly. I don't know if we'll be able to keep up. We'll see how this all goes. These bars are going all over the place. Well, it's definitely going much faster than waiting on it normally. All right. Well, I was really hoping that we were going to be able to get all of this stuff done today and get the processors going and Kappa mode happen, guys. We weren't able to get like everything done that I wanted to do today, but we got a good portion of things done. Now it's becoming nighttime. Our horologium ritual is going a little slower, so I'm going to hit that once again, make it nighttime, so that goes much, much faster. Is that going much faster? We might be running low on power, so that might be why this thing is slowing down as well. I don't know for sure, but anyway, I think we're going to go ahead and wrap it up here for today. Interface terminal we got going. We made ourselves another compactor over here. Automations are coming along quite nicely. If only we could have the tick accelerations up and running everywhere. I mean, I guess we could make a whole bunch of the astral sorcery rituals, but you know, eventually it's going to become like everything is the astral sorcery ritual around here. It'll just be a little too much. Yep. Anyway, guys, that's going to do it for today. Thank you guys for watching. Remember to leave a like on this episode if you liked it, and we'll see you next time. Thanks for watching, guys. Bye-bye.